Hi everybody, welcome back to Just Talks with Justice. As you know, I'm your host Justice, and with me I have a really special guest, Liz. Liz, can you introduce yourself to everybody?
Hello everyone, my name is Liz Sieh. I'm the founder of Native Soles.
Nice. So I am super excited to have you here today. It's just crazy how life works, I think, because we met a couple years ago in the IT program, and like ever since then, it's just always been love, always been support, yep. And so it's just crazy. It's just crazy how life just circles back around, and then you just never know, like.
And then we're doing things like other things outside of IT.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, but no, it is cool.
Right. So tell me more about Native Soles. It's going to be a nonprofit organization.
Yep.
So what is your mission? What is Native Soles' mission?
So with Native Soles, honestly, I hope to just be able to, although ultimately the main thing is providing sneakers for like our youth. In addition to that, you kind of think about everything that comes with getting something new, right? So like I know for me, I'm big on sneakers. I love sneakers. Some of us, we waited in line for sneakers. We just had to have them. So, the feeling that comes with that is what I'm really trying to, put across to our youth.
Okay.
In addition to that, I want to just show them also, like, it doesn't hurt to give.
Yeah.
What I'm doing, I'm not asking for everything new. They can also be used. So, really, I just want to give back, teach them, to give back, even if they don't have much, whatever it may be, always give on to others if you can. And then also it won't just be for the youth. Mm-hmm. So just about anybody in need, whether it's, the older people, the babies, ultimately I want to be able to help everyone.
Yeah. That's what's up. So I know that back in August you did a huge back to school drive where you like collected book bags, shoes, school supplies, all types of things, and it like blew up. Yeah. And I'm like, look at Liz, like look at her, like you were doing your thing. Mm-hmm. And so like where kind of did that interest spark? Like when did you find out like, yo, I want to give back, I want to do this? Where did that come from?
So if I'll be honest, I've had like an interest, something about kids I've been drawn to. I've come up with at least 3 different ideas to work with kids.
Okay.
And so really with the back to school drive, my friend and I that did it together, Maya, it's something that we talked about before, about doing something, but we kind of didn't really act upon it, and randomly one day we were like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And we literally just did it. So I think also working with her, it kind of gave me that push because she was willing to help the same way that I was.
Yeah.
She was willing to come out of her own pocket to do things without expecting anything in return, just the same way that I was. So I can honestly say that the back to school drive that I did with Maya, it really gave me the push to really get things with Native Soles started.
Okay, that's what's up. And so I was going to ask you, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to ask you, do you have any plans for like collaborations with other organizations or other people just in general who just want to help give back?
So right now, I would say I don't have any right now.
Okay.
So that's one thing that I actually want to work on is becoming more familiar with the nonprofit scenery or like other organizations that probably give back. So currently that's not in play, but that's definitely something that I want to look into and work with. Even as far as partnerships, a main one that I do want to do is literally partnering up with some of our schools, some of our shelters.
That would be
when it comes to that, like aside from someone that has their own thing, but those are like the main partnerships, that I've been thinking of to really find these people that need help and, try to give them whatever we can.
Yeah, I think that that's so important because I think it's so easy for like people who have everything that they need to kind of forget about the people who don't have it. And I just think it's so amazing like that you're doing this. And me and Brandon, we're always on your Instagram trying to get like outfit ideas. We're like, yo, Liz is so sweet. Like, she's just so fresh. You dress amazing. Like, did your passion and love for like your fashion sense, did that have a role in to do like with wanting it to be shoes that you do? Or
I think, well, I mean, as far as like how I dress, as far as my fashion, I have all types of shoes. I'm interested in all types of shoes. So that kind of plays in part. I get to do different things with different outfits. But, really, I can honestly say that, and if any of my cousins or family members watch this, they can vouch for me, I promise you.
They better watch it.
At one point growing up, me and some of my boy cousins, we wore the same sizes until they surpassed me, of course. But, there's been numerous times where I've literally just given them shoes out my closet. I've had cousins come from out of town, and for some reason the first thing that I would ask is like, okay, what shoe size do you wear? What size do you wear? And it was really just because after a while too, you get the shoes, it feels good, you have them, and then they just sit there. So I can't say what really gave me the urge to just want to give shoes specifically, but I think it was, now that I look back at my closet, I'm like, okay, I have so many shoes and I don't wear them. And so, it's just something in me that just screams like give, and that's one thing that I can literally look at. And for me, if I know that I have a lot of shoes that I don't wear and I can give away, like, I know that a lot of friends, families, are also the same. So I can't say what it is about the sneakers, but like I said, I've thought of different things, and so for some reason when it came to that, I was like, yes, I've had conversations with people, and it was like I wasn't too sure. It's like, will people really care? And they were like, no, that's something that we don't really have in our area, and I think it would really be a cool idea. So I just went for it.
That's what's up. Your story reminds me a lot of the founder of Isola. I think I sent you the page.
You sent me that.
So the guy, his name is Ricky, and he had a similar story. Like, he just bought a lot of shoes. Like, he had a closet full of shoes, and he was like, you know what? I don't need all these shoes. Like, let me just. And then he started doing it, and it became like a worldwide nonprofit. Like, and he's changing kids' lives. So I just think that's really amazing. I'm so proud of you.
It's like, when you think about it too, like, you just never really know. Let's say you have shoes, it's a rainy day, you don't wear the right shoes, your feet are wet. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine having to wear shoes with like holes. And this is something that I've honestly never had to go through. I've never had to, I've been blessed enough to have decent pair of shoes, even if they weren't the newest shoes, just shoes that were in good condition. So when you think about people that have shoes that are maybe too small, they can't really afford to replace shoes that are holey, or, give them shoes for, let's say, the right season, it takes a toll on someone. If you think about somebody that's maybe walking to school, it's not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, people get made fun of. You get what I'm saying? Like, they call it joning or whatever. But for when you think about it, people get made fun of because of, what they do or don't have. So it's like, when you look at it, you take away, like, okay, why they're in the situation that they're in. You can't really blame them for it, and you just see what it is that they need. It's like, okay, let's help them get it. And it's not much. It's really not much.
So let's talk about your goals. I want to know, what are some of your short-term goals for your organization, and what are some of the more so long-term goals that you have for your organization, or where would you like to see your organization within like the next 2 or 3 years?
So I would say short-term, if I say short-term, I'll say within the next year or two.
Okay.
By then, I definitely want to be known not just in DC or Maryland, but also like Virginia too.
Okay.
I think that a lot of times when we're in like the Maryland area or the DC area, we kind of forget about that area. So I want to make sure to actually reach out to DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Okay.
In addition to that, further down the line, if we were to say maybe about 5 years from now, I do think that I would want to go into like mentoring.
Okay.
Also.
Okay.
So even with some of the youth that I may come into contact with, just try to keep up with them and, you know, make sure that they're on the right path and just really learning what I feel like Native Soles has to offer.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that there's so much up here.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much, like, I want to do, you know, even for the back to school drive this year, we did 50, you know.
Are you going to do that annually?
Yeah, so that's something that I want to start annually and actually, like, setting, you know, bigger goals. So even for that, instead of waiting until the time that it's time to go back to school, I told myself, okay, every month try to get at least 5 book bags, at least.
Yeah.
So, like, so far right now, without us even being, well, with us being halfway through this school year, I think I have about 10 book bags so far. And you add 40 to that, that's what we served in August. So I definitely think we could hit like 100, 150. But
so you guys, I'm going to tag her. Y'all need to donate some book bags to her.
I'm telling you.
She actually just donated a book bag to my daughter, which is so dope because Lydia needed a book bag, literally.
That's crazy.
So thank you.
I just want to get bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, like, even if it urges people to start their own, you know, organization or nonprofit, it's just like, just see that there are people in need and see that, you know, it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of money, like literally just shoes that you aren't wearing that are in the back of your closet, you know, that can mean so much to someone else. So the more people that I can get to just see that, the more people that I can get to just get in the habit of giving back, you know, that's ultimately what I want.
Yeah. So how do you plan to spread the word about your business? Is it just you, or do you have a team that you're kind of trying to create? Or
so right now, I would say that it is just me. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people close to me that have been very helpful. Have been very helpful as far as helping me come up with my ideas, like following through with them. So as far as the team, I definitely do see it like expanding. Right now I would say I'm still in the stages of getting everything into
building
play.
The foundation.
Yeah, so in March, my birthday's in March, that's when I'll be doing my launch party. And by then I hope to have like everything in place. So like right now we're working on like the social media. And also too, when I speak on Native Soles, I always say where. Because it's never like, even though I started it, a lot of people, that's the right scenes helping me.
That's the right mindset to have, I think, for sure.
Even if I say where, like, you know, people like you, you know, whether it's following, a shout out, like different opportunities, I definitely can't do it alone. But
that's what's up. So where did the name Native Soles come from?
Native Soles. I was just thinking, I'm like, man, what's a name? And for some, soles, shoes. That's where it came from. And so when I thought about Native, you know, when you think about Native, it's, you know, where a person is from. You know, even if that's not where you currently live, it's where you were born, where you're from. So one thing that I haven't really highlighted too much with Native Soles is that, you know, ultimately, to actually piggyback off what you mentioned, ultimately I do want to expand and donate to people back in my home country, which is Liberia. So that also played a part of it as far as the Native aspect. And then Native, you know, I was born and raised in PG County, Maryland. So I took that and then also included DC, Virginia. You know, I don't want to limit anyone. But that's basically where it came from, you know, thinking about where I was born, you know, what's native to me. But then also if you go deeper, as far as my roots, you know, what's native to me. So that's kind of where I came up. And even like with the logo, that outline country, that's Liberia. Like, I'm not sure if, I know people are probably like, is it a state? What is it? It's not big enough to be the U.S., but that outline country that I added there was for Liberia. So
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yes. So to answer your question, 5 years from now, I'm going to be sending shoes back home.
Okay. Nice. That's really what's up. Like, that's what's up. So, since you've started Native Soles and you kind of like put it out there, what are some of the responses that you've been getting back?
I would say that everything's been positive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's been like, wow, you know, this is something that we don't have. This is something really positive. And, you know, it took, before I got started, I worked with the business strategist. Her name was Brandy. So, like, I literally wanted to make sure, like, running past someone, see what steps to take, you know, before I got started. And at one point, you know, I told her, I felt like, you know, it seems as though people don't really support until they see, like, other people doing it. And she said, you know what, you can't think of it that way. You know, you got to think of it as sometimes it takes someone to lead in order for people to follow.
Yeah.
That's all the responses and feedback that I've been giving. You know, people have been like, yo, I got shoes, I'm going to go through my closet and this and that. So it's been amazing.
Yeah,
like, it's really been amazing.
That's what's up. So, any challenges so far?
Challenges,
any roadblocks?
I would say that the biggest challenge is really trying to, you know, find a process for everything. You know, like, I've done things.
What do you mean a process? Like, as far as, like, people dropping off shoes?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's something that I really want to have down packed. And also, too, I have to remember that more than likely, you know, the more that we expand, I won't, excuse me.
It's okay.
I won't just be working with people that are, like, in my age group. I may be working with people that are even older.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that I've been doing lately that I find that I'm really good with is building relationships. So, I went to the bank the other day to do some things for Native Soul. And, like, people, they're really drawing to, like, what I'm doing. So, like, certain challenges as far as, like, okay, well, how can I find those that really need help? You know, how can I put things out there and know that the people that will come are people that are those that are really, you know, in need? You know, how can I get donations from more than just my followers on social media? So, I've been seeing that a lot of it, too, is just having to do outreach. Like, having to get out there and really do outreach, like, have conversations with people that I, you know, normally wouldn't. So I would say that's big. You know, that's probably the most challenging part of everything. I don't worry too much about the money aspect of it, because I have faith that people will donate.
It'll come.
You know, and I'll be honest with you, people donated a good amount of money for the back to school drive. Like,
I remember you.
There was a good amount of money.
I remember you posted. You was like, "Yo, like, I'm just, like, taken away by all of the support." I remember that. I was
like, so it's like I don't really worry too much about that. It's mostly just finding a process to keep everything in place and organized, and, you know, keeping track of everything and making sure data is correct. You know, those are the things that I'm having to figure out now. But I mean, I feel like in a couple of months, I'll have everything down packed and it'll be good. But that's the most challenging part about everything.
That's what's
honestly.
That's what's up. I'm so proud and happy.
Thank you.
So actually, I wanted to present some shoes to your organization.
Oh, dang.
From Just Talks with Justice.
I was looking at the box this whole time. It didn't even come to my mind.
So,
dang.
So that's for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know you got your cup in your hand. So these pair, I don't even know what these are called.
Oh man, some Vapor Maxes. So yeah. She got some fly in these Vapor Maxes. She don't know what these are.
I don't know what they are.
These are fly.
Are these clutch shoes?
These are clutch.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna love these, for real. These are nice.
And then I have another pair of shoes my daughter actually wants to donate, because I told her who I was interviewing today. She said, well, I want to donate some shoes. I'm like, okay, we got to go get some kid shoes.
Have you even worn these shoes?
No, they're brand new.
I'm like, wait, so these don't even look worn.
And so these shoes were donated from my sister, Amanda. Shout out to her.
Yes, sir. Y'all don't understand, like, this, honestly, these two right here puts us at 22 donated pairs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 22. We got 22. Even this weekend, I went to the Nike store. I grabbed about I bought about 3 pair of new shoes. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really not asking for anything that I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even when I get the shoes, I'm not asking for them to be they don't have to be in perfect condition. Okay. But even decent is okay because I'm taking the time to clean them.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you want, like, cleaning supply donations? Like, because I seen you on Instagram cleaning some shoes. I was like, okay.
And honestly, that's something I hadn't, really thought about. But even for that would help. Yeah. You know, a friend of mine, he knows a guy that does like sole protectors for shoes. Yeah. So he even reached out to him for me, but literally, like, y'all don't understand. Like, y'all don't understand how, like, it makes me so happy for real. Like, that just made my day. Like, seriously, if I could show you my room right now, my mom's like, what is all this stuff? I'm like, it's donations. Yes. Like, I really can't wait to show y'all, like, the end results because that 2020
it's gonna be that year.
Yo, man,
it's gonna be that year.
I'm hoping so.
So let's end this interview off like this because I'm just so happy and I don't know, we just got a lot of talk. We have a lot to talk about. So I do this for all of my interviews. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to kind of just, say whatever you want to say. 30 seconds of advice, of last words. You can thank your followers, your fans, your friends, your supporters. Tell everybody where to find you at. So you got the spotlight.
So I'll start with what I'll most likely forget. So everybody, you can follow me on Instagram. My personal Instagram is YoLiz. That is with 2 O's and 3 Z's. Also make sure to follow Native Soles, and that's NATIVE Soles SOES _. Now I will say that for anybody really watching this, if you are a religious person or just kind of if you're big on vibes and whatever energy the universe may give off, definitely follow whatever it is that you feel. I can't really say that I've gone through tough things where I've gone without and it makes me want to give. Like, it was just something, and I honestly think that God does play a big part in it. So I would say that if you guys are feeling anything, follow it. Definitely don't be afraid to try something that seems new or different. But yeah, that will mostly be it. I'm very appreciative of everybody that has helped out, whether it's with the back to school drive, whether it's been a repost with this or, just shouting the pages out. Everything helps. Like, every single thing helps. So ultimately, I thank you guys, like, for rocking with me, believing in me for whatever it is that I'm doing, and we really hope to see Native Soles expand in major ways.
Native Soles will expand.
Yes, manifestation.
Yes, so thank you so much, Liz, for sitting down and talking with me.
Thank you for having me.
This was great. I really appreciate you coming. I know the drive was probably far, but thank you.
No, it's cool.
But thank you for coming. Thank you everybody for viewing this interview today. Really special to me. Also, if you have shoes, if your kids have shoes that y'all not wearing, y'all not using, please make sure you donate to a greater cause. We would definitely appreciate it. So thank you guys for tuning in again. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and comment, and we will see you.
Slow. I get it, I feel you, I really know. So when I got it, I give it to y'all for sure. For student loans, bills, and car notes. My girl called me, she need money for bags. My brother called me, he need 20 for gas. My mama hit me, she need money for rent. My homie hit me and said we should invest. My sister struggling, still going through school. My nephew struggling, he want new game consoles. My cousin struggling, got nothing to lose. My friends hit me and said, let's bust a move to the mall.